Hey guys, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We sure did. I thought I'd give you guys a quick rabbitry update in general of some of the stuff I gotta do on my to-do list, and I'm running out of daylight hours, so I'm getting super stressed, and I need to get this stuff done before the temperature drops even more, because we are in the 20s all week and in the 40s during the day. So kind of a little bit of wake-up call of how much stuff I need to get done before winter officially hits. And hopefully this is just a small taste of winter and we don't have a huge temperature decrease in actual winter, because one year we had in the negatives and we normally don't get that in North Carolina. We usually stay in about 30s, 40s, sometimes 20s, but not really, maybe a couple times in the teens, but we're hanging in there so far. Our tricolor girl here, she did not give us a litter. I do have a plan for her. She gives me a little bit of an issue trying to breed her. I have bred her a handful of times and she's only had one litter for us. Even though she was a great mom, she's just a little bit difficult for me, and due to the space that I have, I'm trying to really throw that 3 strikes you're out rule. If you don't get pregnant within 3 times, you're gone. Or if you're a difficult rabbit to get pregnant, you're gone. Because like I said, I really don't have the space just to feed a rabbit and hopefully get 1 litter a year or a litter every 2 years. That can't happen around here. So I did find someone who would like her to start their tribe program out, and she will be going to them here next week. So hopefully she does a little bit better for them than she did for me, but that's the sad reality here. I can't have difficult rabbits to breed. So like I said, she'll be leaving here next week. We're gonna go over here to our brindle girl. Same thing with her. I have bred her twice, but she's already getting up a little bit in age, and I decided not to do brindles because I don't like the black nails. They kind of freak me out a little bit because I can't cut them right, and I don't want to have a rabbit that I can't keep in good condition because of nails. I like to keep them as short as possible, and I can't do that with black nails, and I know that for a fact, and I don't want to make her be uncomfortable because of something that I can't do and I'm not comfortable doing. So she'll be going back to my mentor's house next week, and hopefully she'll do a little bit better for her. I did get her back from a mentor back in January when I thought she was a boy, and turns out she was a girl. So I was hoping to get at least a litter from her for our tribe boy, but it's just not in the cards for us right now. So I am trying to replace her and our other tri girl. So hopefully some new rabbits come in here if I could find any. They are very hard to find around here. I was lucky enough to find the mentor that had tries, and that's how I actually got started. But now that I am trying to branch out, and tries is very, very hard to find them. So hopefully we can find some here soon. We are trying to branch out into other breeds as well. I am picking up 2 blue New Zealands here next weekend. I did try red New Zealands, but she wasn't really messed with a lot when she was younger, and she was just very difficult for me to handle. So I did rehome her, and the people who I am getting the 2 blue New Zealands are more hands-on with their rabbits. So she'll be, well, they'll be very friendly when they come here. So hopefully that helps a lot. It was like wrestling a toddler with my red girl. So hopefully these 2 are a little bit better. So I am, like I said, I am branching out into different breeds. So stay tuned for that because I am super excited. I think they're about 19 weeks old now. We're gonna go ahead over here to S'mores. I was actually pretty shocked that she didn't have a litter for us. She did have a miscarriage last time, so I was really hoping she would have babies this time. S'mores and Daisy are the #1 rabbits I would make the 3 strikes you're out rule. They don't apply to them because them 2 are my favorite rabbits. They will stay here till they die. They'll be retired here. They will stay here. So I'm really hoping that S'mores gets into the breeding period and hopefully she'll give us a litter next time. I am fixing to start breeding her here in a few days. So I might choose her to be the rabbit that I show breeding one of my bucks, because sometimes she's easy, sometimes she's not. Or I can do Daisy, because I am going to try, because some people tend to keep their rabbit pregnant because it's easier on their system. They don't get fat and they don't have a lot of sitting time. So I might rebreed Daisy here in the next week or so once the babies get a little bit older, because I do wean out my babies at 6 weeks old. So by the time the babies will be weaned, she'll be having another litter. But that's still up in the air, honestly. But we are trying a few different things here because a lot of this stuff is not working, and I'm trying to figure out other ways I can do this. I am changing out their feed again because the last 2 bags of feed that I've gotten were very iffy, very dusty, white stuff, and it's very hard to find around here. I'm having to go out of town to find it. And I did find a feed mill with a better brand of rabbit food, and theirs is really fresh. So I think I'm going to ride out there on Tuesday and get me a bag and try it out, because once the bag started getting a little weird looking and really dusty is when my rabbits were like, yeah, I'm not going to have any babies for you. Because when I first switched them out in March with the rabbit food, they took just like that. That's how I got my May babies. So I don't know if it's a bad batch of food or what, but we're going to try it out. And like I said, it's better quality. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. And I do keep some of my rabbit cages locked because we've had some incidents. I need to get more locks, but all my favorite ones have locks on them. So if you notice, locks, they're my favorite. We got Daisy over here, and she's the only one who had us a litter this time. And she had a little bit more, well, a little bit less than she normally does. And it's kind of sad about that because I do love her babies. But she had a litter of 4, 2 of them were peanuts, and sadly they did pass. If you haven't seen any of my older videos on peanuts, peanuts are babies with 2 copies of the dwarf gene. So with the 1 copy, you'll get a smaller rabbit, which is normally mini rexes. They can have false dwarfs where they're a little bit bigger. But most of the rabbits will have a copy of a dwarf gene, and if you breed them to a buck who also has the copy of the dwarf gene, the babies could possibly get the 2 copies, and that just makes them really incompatible with life. There's stuff to look at when you have peanuts. They have weird head shapes. They got short or small ears compared to the others. Bulging eyes, just smaller, a lot smaller in general of the other babies. I do have some pictures I want to show you guys of the peanuts so you know what you're looking for in a peanut. But this only happens in dwarf rabbits, so mini rex, Holland lops, Netherland dwarfs, and rabbits like that in general. When you get a bigger standard size rabbit like a New Zealand rex, other rabbits like that, they would just have failure to thrive, where they're not compatible with life, but they're not dwarfs. So with that, you just get rabbits that just won't make it in general. But with dwarf rabbits, it's just a higher chance of having peanuts. And most of my litters do have 1 or 2 peanuts, and an ethical breeder will most likely cull them because they tend to just starve to death. And that's personally what I do. I hate doing it, absolutely hate it. But I usually give them the first day to make sure they're absolutely peanuts, because by the second day they are a little bit more reserved because they're not getting full bellies like the other ones do, and that usually tells me, hey, that's a peanut. It's time to cull them before they starve to death. So the last 2 babies I did call them a day after they were born. Sad reality of having a legitimate ethical rabbitry. But like I said, Daisy here, she's doing great. She will never leave. She'll retire here. So forth. I'm really hoping the 2 remaining babies are girls. If they're boys, well, I can't keep any more boys. So hopefully they're girls so I can replace some other girls. We have our Ellie over here. She did not have a litter. This was her first time breeding, so she still has the whole 2 more strikes out. I did rebreed her a few days ago. I was honestly not thinking about Christmas because I am going out of town for a night at Christmas. Well, a few days after Christmas. So was not thinking at all, and I bred her and Maisie. So, and they're due on December the 27th, which is the night that I am leaving out of town. They're both first-time moms, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. But usually my rabbits don't have any babies on their actual due dates. But these guys can change that. But they should be good overnight. And honesty, if they don't feed them or they're out of the nesting boxes, whether I find them in time, it's very hard to keep babies alive if their moms don't take care of them. They're not easy to bottle feed, so most likely they would die. So I'm trying to keep in mind that nature is brutal. Sometimes there's stuff that you can't help. And if they do have babies, hopefully they're great parents. If not, I ain't gonna try to beat myself up over them. But in honesty, I don't think they're going to have any babies because they're a little bit difficult to breed. And hopefully they give me some babies at some point. If not this time, next time. I might keep them for a 4th time, but who knows, honestly. And then we got our Blondie here. She's the fawn. I haven't bred her yet. I haven't started yet. I'm having a little bit issues with Apollo, our lynx buck. He has issues, honestly, and I am trying to find another lynx buck, which is very difficult around here because it took me forever to find a lynx in general. So I don't know what's going to happen on that one. I really want a little bit bigger one. That way he would be able to breed a smaller rabbit like Blondie here, as well as Maisie, a bigger rabbit, because Apollo is too small for Maisie. And I did breed Maisie to Chase, our blue fawn, try to keep the loot still in their lines. So there's nothing really going on with Blondie here. I absolutely love her color. Really hope I can get another lynx buck or fawn buck too. I can have the same colors as her. Maisie here, she's good. Like I said, she was bred to Chase a few days ago. So hoping she took. If not, oh well. This will be her 2nd or 3rd time. I'm just gonna count it as 2nd time breeding because in all honesty, I don't know if Apollo bred her the 1st time. So this will be her 2nd time breeding with Chase up here. I absolutely love Chase. Beautiful color. Really hard to find blue fawns as well. But that's pretty much on all the girls. Like I said, the boys are really doing great as well. Just trying to keep warm. I have Apollo over there. I am planning on building some cages up tomorrow. I want to go ahead and start winterizing my rabbits. I have tarps up now. I want to put plywood on all the sides, and I still got to fix the roof because it's just tarp as well. But really needing to do the plywood on the sides because it looks trashy. I don't really want a trashy looking rabbitry. I want professional looking, and I just need to go ahead and put plywood on the sides. I am going to build another 3-stack tomorrow if I can get some time, with the 3 new cages that I just recently bought, and they're from Bass Equipment. So really excited about getting new cages. I am trying to replace all of my cages. They are all falling apart on me, and it just kind of sucks on that line as well. But the 3rd stack would, or the next stack would go next to that one. I do plan on taking the 4 down and just doing stacks all the way down. So really hoping I can get this stuff done sooner rather than later, and I really want to replace all these cages before spring so I can have a good layout for spring breeding. But like I said, we're losing daylight hours, and it's just kind of difficult with my work schedule, and we're just going to get it done best as our ability. So stay tuned for all that. But that's pretty much all the big updates I have right now on the rabbitry and all the rabbits. I am looking forward to letting you guys see Daisy's litter grow up. So stay tuned for that. I really don't want to mess with them much until they get some fur, because like I said, it's really cold out here. So I try to only check them morning and night, and just to pull them out to make sure they're fat and healthy, and then hurry up to stick them back in, because temperatures do not do great with newborn baby rabbits. So that's, like I said, that's pretty much everything I got on the rabbitry at this point. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend as well. Bye guys.